started this journey out very angry. This channel went from supposed to be a tarot card and spiritual talk channel to a defending myself and my reputation and my name from smears, lies, hate streams that they never stopped. And I don't care. And then it became a narcissistic abuse recovery channel. Of all things, I did not think that I would be here. Just like many of you might have never thought you'd be where you're at. Wherever you are in your healing process. Whether you're just now getting separated, understanding that that person who fooled you into thinking that they cared about you doesn't care about you. Whether you're at the process where I was, granted, I attempted to go no contact several times. You kept going back because you kept believing. You kept thinking, there's that light in them. I saw that light. I saw the person that they were. I saw something that could be redeemed, saved. But that's not there. That's a false light. It was a mirror of you, of your goodness, your strengths. Mirrored to you by someone who is a symbiont, a parasite, a leech, a person that does not live life the way the rest of us do. They use people. They're con artists. They lie. They live in drama. Or whether you are a person who has gotten to the point of healing where I'm at, gone beyond me. Which I hope so. I hope you have, if you have, because where I'm at, oh my. Where I hit in the last 2 weeks at some point, don't know. But I do know that for several days in a row, I didn't even think about that. I was living my life, doing my thing. And then I realized I wanted to do a stream tonight because I had no stream. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and you guys deserve that. And so what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? Because I'm not angry anymore. I don't care. And then I remembered I'd gotten this piece of information thrown my way. It was like to have, God throwing a test your way. God tests you. Goddess, whatever you believe. Threw a piece of information my way through someone else about what was going on in that sphere that I used to exist in, that toxic sphere that I don't exist in anymore. And my response to it was, yeah, I don't care. And I hadn't even thought about it until today when I'm thinking about what am I going to talk about on the stream? What am I going to bring up? What am I going to talk about? I don't want to talk about it because I don't care. Think about where you are now. How far you've come. By the gods, I hope that many of you have gotten through your healing and you're at a point where you just don't care because they're not worth it. Their existence will always be dependent upon other people's validation of who they are. The projection, the hate, the trying to drag you in, the talking shit, the smearing, the dissemination of false information, all of it is meant to hoover you back in, those hobgoblins. All of it's meant to bring you and keep you in a consistent loop of drama and hate and bullshit and more drama and cheating and just crap. You know what the best revenge is, my friends? Not giving a shit. Not living your life, not giving a shit, proceeding on your life path where you should have always been because you were always stronger. You were always stronger. You always had more to offer. You always had more to give. And that's why that leech attached itself to you. That's why that demon came for you, because you had something to offer. You had more to offer. I haven't even thought about it. Since I got rid of that hobgoblin, I now have 2 successful channels. My old channel, Author Stephen Walton, is growing. I just hit 240 for the 2040 for the first time. I'm about to hit 1800 here, and that's because of you guys, your help, and you've been with me on this journey. So tonight I want to give back. Think about where you were in the heat of it, when that person had you trauma bonded, when they were bullshitting you, they were cheating on you, they were draining your bank account, they were making you feel less than your own worth. And what happened when you stepped away from it, when you got away, when you started healing, when you started remembering who you were and reaffirming your boundaries? How strong have you become? And not only strong, but how much do you see now? I cut a lot of people out of my life. I'm pretty sure y'all have too. I mean, especially after the spectacles that go on within our lives when we believe in somebody who is consistently lying, consistently cheating, consistently smearing, consistently talking shit, projecting, all that crap. And everybody around you, your family and friends are like, what? I don't understand what's going on. Why do you not see this? When we're trapped in that, what happens when you get out of it? You start gaining your strength again. You realize your worth, your potential, what you can do. And you can see liars, and you don't have time for any of it. You don't have time for them. You don't care who they've been, where they've been in your life. You don't have time, because you're better than that. The ground that you stand on, you freaking tank, you almost indestructible person who has been through so much. You have been forged through fire. That's sacred ground you stand on. Tonight, we are going to talk about how powerful you will, how powerful you are, and for those of you that have already been through it for a while, will become. My blessings to y'all. Let's get this party started. You are worth more. You always were worth more. You always have more to offer. You are always the better person because you have a heart, because you care, because you're kind, because you tell the truth. You're real. You don't take shit from hoovering hobgoblins no more. And best of all, you don't give a shit.
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Donovan, you made this?
The kiss gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Is he gon' have to pay us? The K makes him late. His girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he did it, she don't know that I'm paid. But yeah, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping nothing, my money got you saved. Uno, those traits gon' get caught with the kiss. You gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. She offended, she a bitch, won't say nothing cause of switch. But I just made a lick, I've been feeling like a dick. Sipping, also feel like shit, he wanna steal my fit. He wanna steal my life, he wanna fuck my bitch. So he disappear glitch, rock out my way, never snitch. Rock out jet, hit a crit, and now I'm looking just a sip. Cool, one of those traits gon' get caught with the case. He gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Girl, look in my eyes, please tell me I'm not fired. She tell me that I'm done, so I smack her on the side. And I tell him that I'm done, and I smoke her finna slide. Tired of the bullshit, boy talking think he high. He gon' talk, but I'm hearing hella lies. Like with chalk, do not care about your ties. Cool, one of those traits gon' get caught with the case. Gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Keep my name out your mouth, talking when I'm not around. Just cause I moved to the south don't mean I'm not in town. Boy, he not a rat, he just a little mouse. He said that he slide, but I'm thinking it with doubt. Uno, those traits gon' get caught with a kiss. Gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yes, he gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. This girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he dead and she don't know that I'm paid. But yes, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping nothing, my money got you saved.
I'm going to address Lisa first. I want to go through the chat. That's my son. He's a singer. My whole family's a group of singers. My dad was a bar singer for the longest time, singer-songwriter, did a lot in the Northeast area, a lot of different bands. He was on TV. My mother's a drummer from Jersey. She rocked out for the longest time in her life. We're related to Stephen Collins Foster. I mean, all the way back, that was my great uncle. Camp Down Lady. She'll be coming around the mountain. A lot of musicians in my family. Nathan has taken that route, and I'm glad. He's also a writer. He's gonna be writing books, so I'm looking forward to that, helping him with it. And yeah, I'm proud of him. That's going to be the new. He's going to be doing the new Rogue intros. So I'm looking forward to that. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. Hail the chat. Good to see y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Nikki Red, always in my comments. Suffer no fools. That's right. That is the meaning of what we go through and what we progress in life, and when we heal and when we don't give a shit. Because at some point, you got to not give a shit. At some point, you got to not care. And I've hit that, Nikki. I don't know where you're at in your healing journey, but I haven't even thought about it. I've been doing, I do a lot of work now. So, I do car videos. It's what friend of mine, Immortal Coil, God bless him. He's been doing YouTube for as long as I have. Mortal hit me up. I was talking to him on the phone last week, and he says, Steve, you've got something. You can just do car videos and grow a channel. I was like, you can too. You just got to be consistent, be charismatic, be honest, keep it real, and you can grow. There's a lot of talent out there. Shout out to Hofcast. There's a lot of talent out there that doesn't get recognized for the amount of the amount of potential, the amount of talent and stuff that they have, and that they have. I didn't mean stuff, you know what I mean? But it's a shame. It's consistency, and So when I'm working, that's what I got time to do in between jobs is do car videos, and it's all from the heart. It's all from the heart. It's all for people like you. Thank you so much for being in my chats. Thank you so much for commenting every time. It means a lot to me, each and every one of you. It really does. I got to stop for a minute. Hold on. I got to stop. Sorry, guys. This is special. How you doing, Beth? Choo-choo. Twin train wreck coming through. How you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. I have nothing toxic to say tonight, but I'm just going to say thank you, my toxic sweetheart, for being here. And, our relationship would cause mental illness in a tri-state area. Like, that's how confident I am of our toxicity. It's good to see you, Beth. What is up, sweetheart? Thank you so much for being here. I haven't been able to catch any of Nikki's streams, but I'm hoping to be able to do that. And appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Lisa says it's taken 6 months for constant rumination to slow down. Now, a few hours go by. It may not sound like much, but it's huge for me. No, absolutely. I completely understand. I'm dealing with hoovering hobgoblins that have been on YouTube. It was my fault. And my boy Scott constantly reminds me that, or he did when I used to talk about it a lot. He would remind me, you brought her on YouTube. And to that point, there's still like other narcissists adjacent people that Papa Cotton got to smack down in my last live stream over on my other channel. Hail to him. That are still coming at me. And I don't even care. I don't even hear the noise. Like, I don't even respond. You don't respond to toxic people, to narcissists. You just don't respond. It destroys them. Their entire goal is to annoy you, is to draw you back into the drama, is to keep you to keep you engaged in their bullshit. But yeah, 6 months constant rumination. I get it. It's pretty constant. I had to shut down completely. I had to go on my own little island. I protect myself now. My boundaries are strong as shit. If I even get a whiff that you're playing games, or you're lying, or you're being toxic, or you're connected to someone who's trying to play, I don't even care. I don't even recognize it. I used to just call them out loud and proud, but now I understand, like, not saying anything drives them nuts. I've gotten phone calls from monkeys, from other narcissists, that call me up to try and probe me about, like, I know so-and-so stabbed you. How do you feel about that? And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. That's how you got to treat them. It's a huge thing, Lisa, when you're dealing with consistent harassment and hoovering, especially on a spiritual level. It's not just somebody stalking your social media with sock puppet accounts. It's not just sending third parties to come at you, to mess you, to poke with you, to try and trigger you, into some kind of relapse of trauma. And it's also, we're going to talk about this tonight because my girlfriend brought this up, which is a really good thing about forgiveness, forgiving the other person, which isn't really about you. Which isn't really about them. It's about you, because there is an energy exchange that happens there. Narcissist isn't just draining your bank account, isn't just draining your self-identity and your reputation and just suckling off of everything that you are. It's also your energy. It's on a spirit level. So, first off, it takes like what 6 to 8 weeks to get rid of the sexual energy if you're still exchanging sexual energies. And when you're exchanging sexual energy with a narcissist, you're not just exchanging it with them, you're also exchanging it with all the people that they sleep with. But when they hoover you, when their intent is on you, when their third eye, for the lack of a better term, is on you constantly, you feel that it's like a suffocating blanket of negativity. Until you get to the point where you can shore up your protections, create strong boundaries, the spirit goes or the mind follows, and so does the body. And that is an amazing thing for you to get a few hours. Now that's great. And you know what? In 6 more months, you're going to be stronger than you've ever been before. And that hoovering hobgoblin is not even going to be a blip on your radar. You will have annihilated their lack of self. You will have annihilated their own identity with just ignoring them. Just ignoring them. It will make them not matter. Because remember, we give them the energy. They're vampires. They're energy vampires. We give them the energy when we give them attention. Congratulations to you, sweetheart. It is a huge thing. It is definitely huge. And you are one of my heroes, Lisa. Thank you so much for standing, for leading by example, and protecting yourself and living a better life. Hail to you, sweetheart. Nikki Red says, I appreciate you. I'm feeling low. Your videos came up. And it's the spirit lift up. Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to do. I know I can be boisterous, loud, charismatic, and it depends on my mood. Depends on what direction that goes, because I can get too comfortable in the lower vibrations. But that is the point. Like, I went through it, just like y'all. I went through this shit. I understand. In the 2 years, about 2 years that I went through it, I understand all the steps and the pressures and the depression, staring at the walls and being up night crying and asking yourself why you're not worthy enough, asking yourself why you forgave that person again because you wanted to see the best in them. I understand everything that we've gone through, and through that and interacting with the abuse recovery community, I also understand that when it comes to narcissistic abuse, the only people who really can understand it are people who have been through it. So I want now bring that strength to bear here, as well as on my other channel, Author Stephen Walton, where I'm engaged in the culture war. Please go check that channel out if you're interested in that topic. And I want to be here standing with y'all, because really, when it comes to narcissistic abuse recovery, it don't matter where you're from, don't matter how you talk, don't matter what your religion is. If you're religious, doesn't matter who you are. If you have been through an experience with that demon, if you have just basically engaged with Satan itself, then all of us need to stand tall. All of us need to stand with each other, hold each other up. And that's why I'm really a big proponent. Thank you for always being in the comments, for people giving their experience and helping each other out in the comments. That really means a lot. I'm going to miss one or two things, but people like you, Nikki, people like Lisa, and everybody else who's out there commenting and helping each other out, that means so much. Remember how alone we felt, right, y'all? You remember, you know how alone you felt when all your friends and all your family were like, what the fuck is going on? What is this person doing? Well, how do you not see how toxic? Hold on. They cheated on you again. They lied to you again. They stole money from you again. They do, what do you do? Are you a moron? And people walk away, rightfully so, because we're acting stupid. We do act wrecked when we're caught in that trauma, that toxic cycle. We absolutely do. We believe in an illusion. And that hoovering hobgoblin keeps coming back to pull us back into that illusion. But eventually, how alone do you feel? It's designed to make you feel alone. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. I want to be here, be a part of this community, and be a part of helping other people. And we'll do it together. What is a bone? Hail to you, dude. Thank you so much for being on TikTok, for supporting me on TikTok. You're one of the few people that I recognize. I don't know if people have different names on TikTok, because I know it's, like I said, Bones from the Author Stephen Walton aspect of what I do, Culture War. There's a lot of people over there that do not like TikTok because it's run by China and their evil is bad, while American evil is okay. So I don't get it, but it's the way that they excuse it. But thank you so much, man, for supporting me, being there. Hail to you, sir. Thank you very much. Papa Cotton, the managing moderator for both my channels. Thank you very much. Remember, you hit the like button. Papa Cotton is one of the best people, been around this whole ride, been on both sides of this ride, still here with me, and I greatly appreciate that. And I thank him for his friendship and and always coming at me with truth. sometimes for things that I don't see. And I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see who else is in the chat. We got a lot of people talking. I appreciate that so much. Lisa says, my son does some flows. I'm going to share it with him. Good. Do that. It means a lot to a kid to support them. You're leading by example. Of course, you know this, you're a parent. You're leading by example. One of the aspects I'm going to get into at some point in the near future is dealing with children, because I've been speaking with people who are getting divorced from narcs, have gone through our abusive relationships. And really, we teach our children how to act as adults. We're supposed to be their example. We're supposed to lead by example. And so supporting them is so important and in their endeavors. My son comes out, he wants to show me a couple paragraphs that he wrote about his book. That's everything stops. That's what I'm doing. When he wants me to listen to a track that he made, everything stops. That's what I'm doing. That's a beautiful thing, Lisa. Man, share it out, man. Throw a clip out, and if you'd like, we can throw it up on this channel. If he'd like to, let's do it, man. Let's network. We're starting Rogue Music here, and so maybe you can get on the foundation, get on the ground floor. I can't even speak tonight. Beth says, I don't want to go back to the tri-state area. Sorry. Well, we blew it up, Beth. Apparently, we blew it up. I was in the car the other day thinking about different things, different comments for you, and I can't remember a single one right now. You surprised me. You gave me a jump scare boner, Beth, but that's what you do, you toxic bitch. It's good to you. Beth, for those of you who might not understand the banter between us, I felt such low worth at one point. I had been degraded, lied about, demeaned, lies spread about me from the narcissist and the flying monkeys, just incessant lies, incessant smearing. And when you go through what we've gone through, you have a low self-worth. You don't understand why you're not better than, or why you're not good enough, or you understand these, and so there was for a minute there I wasn't even going to talk to chicks. I didn't even want to talk to women. And then I was in a chat just by chance, thanks to a friend, Zax, who led me to another channel. Was reading tarot, which is something that I do and I was interested in. And Beth is a moderator, and I saw how she was interacting with people in the chat and her humor, and it allowed me to open up. And so Beth, just by Beth being Beth, allowed me to reclaim my ability to flirt with women, which led to my current relationship, because I began to feel confidence again, and I just began to feel okay talking with women. So Beth, thank you so much, sweetheart. No, we've talked in private about that, but it's relevant to what we're doing tonight. Thank you. Lisa says he's blocked, but I feel his toxic energy. I'm on an island too. I get it. Right. You're going to feel, well, that hoovering hobgoblin is never going to stop. Okay. Because now that you have rejected his control, now that you have rejected his lies, his smear campaigns, you've rejected you first off by blocking him and cutting him out. You have rejected his identity. You have reclaimed control. They're control freaks. So at this point, yeah, he's intense about it. And depending on how many people you were triangulated with, don't think the drama stops. Whoever you were triangulating, whoever else he was sleeping with, whoever was love bombing and devaluing at the time, whatever the hell was going on, that circus is still going on. All right, that clown is still dancing. And every now and again, you're being brought up. Remember, when you get triangulated, what the narcissist does is goes to the next person, the next supply. That's the hero. Like you were the hero at one time. That's the hero now, and you're the villain. You are the crazy ex. You are the awful person that cheated and lied and stole, did everything that they did. And they move on to the next person, and they're a victim. And so right now he's out there playing the victim, or he's just hating on you, or because narcissists within relationships weave people together in triangulation. You're a bone of contention. Like there are times I'm a bit psychic, I'll just say a bit. My ears ring when people are talking about me. Sometimes I get a little bit of a vision. But there have been so many times over the last 2 years where pinged. I'm just getting pinged. Who the hell is talking about me? There's an incessant argument going on right now about me. And what it was her, Narc X and whoever she was with at the time that had me involved, my name involved, fighting because she was using me as a point of drama. That's what your narc is doing, using you as a tool for drama to create and continue on drama. So you're gonna feel that. There's a psychic connection to it. There's psychic vampires. There's a spiritual connection to it. And words, I mean, you know, if you believe in manifestation, you know, doing affirmations, you know, words mean something. Word and thought equal, you know, equal creation, manifestation. And so while that narc is out there just complaining about you and using you as a tool to create drama with another person, you know, that's curses. That's all dark magic. That's all like just nasty, toxic shit that's you're being woven into without your consent. A trick that I was taught by a psychic I was talking to a few weeks ago is do not consent. Consistently say to yourself, I do not consent to giving you my energy. I do not consent to you having my energy. When you have to, if you ever have to break no contact to interact for whatever reason, if you see them, if the out of the ether a flying monkey or somebody who's trying to continue the drama keeps talking about you know you with your narc ex, I do not consent to giving you my energy. Do not consent. And as you say that more and you make that affirmation, it will begin to put up a shield, a block between you. I have literally gone to nothing. I feel nothing. No pings, no nothing. Because I do not consent. I don't care. I don't care so much. Like I don't even say I don't care because like normally, like I said, I just went days without even caring and just till I had to think about what I was going to talk about on a live stream because traditionally I've just gotten on here and went wreck about you know and said truths and said things that were actually going on or corrected lies that were said about. But I don't care about that anymore because remember the lies are never going to stop, Lisa. The devaluing is never going to stop from that person. They're evil. They're a symbiote. They're a leech. They're a roach. They're going to always try to feed off you. The hoovering never really stops. That person, especially because you stood up for yourself and you went no contact and said, fuck your toxic ass, especially you completely rejected their identity. You have completely rejected their control. You are the biggest piece of garbage on the earth to them because you will no longer allow yourself to be abused. So understand that. Do not consent to give your energy. Keep your boundaries strong, Lisa. You got this. Veteran with Best said, Lisa, I get that too because I'm not sure I have all his accounts blocked. And it's hard to know, Beth, because they will constantly make new accounts or they will use third parties. You know, when a person is, when a person is so obsessed with controlling you, so obsessed with getting some kind of reaction out of you, they're gonna do things like that. They're gonna make sock puppet accounts. They're gonna use third parties. They're flying monkeys or other junior narcissists. I was reading this book. Y'all gotta read this book. I gotta finish it. I gotta finish this book. This book, No Contact. This book is written by H.G. Tudor, who is a narcissist. He has NPD, and the book it can be triggering here and then. Because he's writing it from the perspective of a narcissist. He's talking about this, how he manipulates and how he looks at supply. He also talks about this thing called junior narcissists, which is totally a thing. And it's a thing. There's a narcissist who leads this group called Comicsgate, and he has junior narcissists. And junior narcissists want to be the big fish. They want to be the big narcissist. But the big narcissist uses them and plays on them because they're not as good on manipulation or they don't have the amount of power or influence that they have, that they've garnered. And so they will use the junior narcissists, but at the same time, they hate them. They'll use other narcissists or people with narcissism around them to come at you, to create accounts, to harass you. And it's a sick game. Imagine all the energy that these people put into destroying others and trying to devalue and destroy people when they could just put it into productivity. Just put it into like living a life, living your best life, or creating or building something, or doing inner work, or helping the community, or say. Imagine the energy wasted. The hoovering. I've been told this so many times by other narcissistic abuse coaches, which I am not yet, but I plan on becoming certified at some point. Both Abby and I plan on doing that. The hoovering never stops. Your they live in negativity, right? So at this point, like even if you go no contact with that narc and you become a tertiary supply or further down the line. And for those of you who aren't understand, narcissists have a primary supply for their positive and negative fuel, a secondary supplies, those are the ones they triangulate with, and then they have tertiary supplies. Tertiary supplies are usually flying monkeys, people that don't know who they are, or people that don't know who they are, that don't understand that that's just a facade, that nice person is just a facade, and they still give them like that little bit of love dopamine. And their tertiary supplies are further down the line are also people who have gone no contact and break away because they're still fixated. They're especially fixated. Narcissism has a lot to do with feeling worth via control over another person's emotions, another person's circumstances. Like I was telling Lisa, one of the things you can do to cut that off is do not consent. You go in no contact. You don't consent to communication. Don't respond. Don't act. Don't care. Do not. But also on a spiritual level, do not consent. Do not consent to giving them your energy, and it will help out a lot. It'll block out the noise, and so really you're going to get to a point. At least I think, it's kind of where I'm at now. But you're going to get to a point where. When that ping happens, when you get that instinctual, who the fuck is talking about me here? Who is looking at my account? What account is this? You know it's something wrong. You know it's you can feel the narcissist at that point. You won't care. You'll just be like, wow, fuck you. How pathetic? How pathetic is that to just continually harass somebody, continually to spy them and stalk them? It's just keep your boundaries strong and move along in life. They don't matter. Lisa says they always have more accounts lurking. Yeah, they're hoovering hobgoblins, y'all. They're hobgoblins. They crawl out from like holes or under bridges. They pop out of the woodwork like, hey, look at me. Don't you still love me? Don't you still hate me? Don't you want to do something? Hey, I'm talking shit about you. Hey, over here. Oh, hoovering hobgoblin. Like, no, I don't care. God, go away. You just want to flick them like a booger. Just get the hell out of here. It is what it is. Some narcissists are more determined than others. I dealt with a junior narcissist, who got subscribed to this channel and did held hate streams, talked all kinds of shit, dug up liars from years ago, did everything that he could to get my attention. And I just ignore him. Just ignore him. You're not worth you booger. You're not worth my time. That's the attitude you've got to have. And while you're doing that, don't tell him they're not worth your time. Like I just fucked up. He probably just got a hard on, because he's still stalking. But you don't even tell him. Don't even let them know. Don't even acknowledge their existence. Do it to yourself. Let them think in a corner as they have been every time they've tried to get your attention and you have not let it bother you. Oh, I know he's stewing. I know he's thinking I know she's thinking about me. I know they're thinking I know I got him. I know I got him good. And you're just like living your life playing fucking Xbox. It's like, let that pathetic fuck think that. It is what it is. What is up, Colibri, Flyer, Hail. The two narcs who usually stalk me in the garage got ignored yesterday. I acted as if I didn't see his ugly face. That's it. And you know what? That destroyed him. I don't even say it. I don't even, and it's not even, and the thing is that a narcissist will get off on something as little as thinking that you reacted. You could say something. You could say something that had nothing to do with them or make a comment that had nothing to do with them. I was on a live stream with a narcissist months ago. He's a very cowardly one. He acted like he was my friend for years and then stabbed me in the back and has been talking shit ever since. And I was on a live stream with him and we were talking about, I was giving advice to another YouTuber and I was talking about fakes and snakes. It's just, collect a lunch table of people that you trust, it'll take time. Look out for the fakes and snakes. And as soon as I brought that up, he was like, what you talking about, Walton? And I just told him to sit down and slap a man pond in it because I wasn't even talking about him. But he desperately sought that negative fuel, desperately sought that toxicity and attention. And he got told to shut up and sit the fuck down. And good bitch sat down and shut the fuck up. And then I haven't seen him since. He just talks shit someplace else. And because he's not confrontational, he's a pussy. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse so much. But yeah, you, if you can help it, don't even say anything. That kills them. It destroys them. It destroys their identity. They don't know what to do, and that's why they consistently try and get that negative reaction. And you get a toxic reaction out of you. They want that interaction. That's what they live on and thrive on. It sustains their identity. So yeah, good for you. I mean, good for you. 2 narcs at work. God, see, I went through this. I went through Colibri in a relationship with one, right? So I went through that, and then I went through the hoovering and the triangulation and the back and forth after and all that. But I am holding live streams now with the people who have had narcissistic parents. I got to get with my boy Wes Moody Webcast. Guys, please check out Whatever Cast. He's a great, if you're into politics, if you're into social commentary, please check out YouTuber Whatever Cast. He is a survivor of 2 narcissistic parents, and that man is still trucking and still succeeding. He's a great guy, lives out in Cali. One of my oldest friends on YouTube. I'm going to have him on because, and I want to talk to people who have had narcissistic siblings, narcissistic coworkers, because I understand what a narcissist is now because I've been through that, and I can recognize them when I start seeing the similarities. And because those of us who've gone through narcissistic abuse, we research it to understand what the hell's going on. And but I still want to learn more. And I couldn't even imagine. I've probably worked with a narcissist or 2 in my life, and I haven't even thought about it. But I couldn't imagine being with someone who just is nasty and wants to screw you over at work. I couldn't imagine that kind of. I mean, I think corporate America, maybe. Dr. With Best says, Lisa, as long as he isn't reaching out to you, you are safe. He can't believe his eyes when he sees you don't need him and have moved on. The best revenge. Listen to that, Beth, right there. Shit, I need to create some clips. But she is absolutely right.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Absolutely right, Beth. That's right. You don't need them. That's the best revenge. The narcissist wants control over you. That's one of the biggest things. They're control freaks. And so when they have lost control and you're doing well in your life and you're moving on and you don't care, they don't know what to do. That makes them insane because they don't have that independence. They're leeches. They don't have that independence. They don't have the ability to sustain themselves. They don't have confidence. It's all false facade. So hail to you, sister. That's exactly it. Let's see. Flyer says, why these narcs have all the time that they waste stalking and watching their victims? That's how they live their life, bro. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad? Isn't it sad to have to go, and not only just have to go from person to person to person and suck off their funds and suck off their life and their reputation and whatever. Like, not just that for validation, but they plan ahead for it. It's like they're addicts. So they're planning for the next hit. They know that this one's only going to last for so long and it's going to go into devaluation. And according to the narcissist tutor, H.G. Tudor that wrote this book, they look forward to that devaluation stage. They go past the love bomb when you're perfect. You love bomb, you're perfect. And then as soon as you forgive them, you're a complete piece of trash because who the hell could possibly forgive anybody? You're weak. And now I get to devalue you and eat you alive. And that's how they think. But imagine the time it takes to think ahead, to go to that next one, to get the next supply, to groom them, to love bomb them, to hate the other one, to be the cause of misery and destruction in multiple people's lives at the same time, while stalking the ones who have gotten away, who have just done with it. There is, I believe, in my opinion, a high probability that I think a narcissist's main goal, other than sucking everything they can out of you and keeping you in that damaged position, is to get you, like the ultimate high is to get you to kill yourself. I went through that myself. Like, they wanted me to die, and it's unbelievable that people do not overcome their damage, their toxicity, do not over whatever it is they have to overcome. Because narcissists go through shit, right? What creates narcissists aren't just born; they're trained, they're made. So whatever that person went through early on in life when they were a child that fucked them up to that point is horrible. They're a victim. They are absolutely a victim of some type of a fucked up abuse. I'm trying not to curse. Sorry, of some major abuse that turned them into this thing. But at some point in their life, bro, at some point in their life, they refused to do the work. Somebody that cared about them while they still had a heart said, yo, maybe you're messed up. Maybe you should go see counseling, go see a counselor. Maybe you should go see a therapist. Maybe doing this isn't the nicest thing to do or isn't the right way to go. At some point, there was a decision made not to heal yourself and to just be a effed up person. And that's what it is, man. It's at that point, they are at fault. And the energy that it takes throughout life, like, I don't know how they're dried up. Like I don't know, how do they not look like Palpatine after his fight with Mace Windu? Like, how do they not look shriveled and decrepit? I don't understand. Them female narcs, right? Female narcissists, by the way, are the worst. Because while they are sleeping with all these different men and absorbing masculine DNA, just through their vagina, through the blood system, their brains actually go from a feminine brain to a masculine brain. I should have known the warning signs when I heard the line, well, she's pretty, but she's really masculine. How do they remain pretty until that point where the drugs or the evil has like broken them? The worst thing in this world, that I have learned is a narcissistic woman who has lost her looks. They're the master manipulator because they don't have that. They don't have the pretty. They don't have to get over on somebody. They're not good. They're not easy on the eyes. You don't have that youth anymore. And so they have to shift into the manipulation aspect of it. There is a master narcissistic manipulator in the indie sphere I operate in. A few of them. Some of them still have their looks, but there's a few of them. And I just watch these bitches from afar, like amazed. I watch them, how they manipulate dudes and in circumstances. And it's not my job to save the universe. And that's kind of where my mind's at with it. It's not my job to call shit out. So at this point, it's almost like a science project. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. You haven't read TikTok's terms of service about the Chinese evil. It's about walking around with spyware that grapples onto anything you happen to be sharing Wi-Fi with. Yeah, I understand that, Papa. You don't think Google's doing the same thing? The Patriot Act, all the, where does it matter? I mean, that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Like, what does it matter if it's Chinese evil or American evil? We're all getting spied. We're all getting looked at. God forbid somebody releases my search history of porn, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? So Beth says, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, just being me. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Love you. What is up? What's up, Kanita? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Sister Recovery. Take some comments. We're going to talk a little bit tonight. I've been talking to the chat, but you guys deserve this. This is kind of what this live stream is for. It's for you guys, for my subscribers, people that are supporting me. And I want to support you back. But I'm going to talk about forgiveness. Abby brought up a great point about forgiveness while we were talking earlier, and I think it really got me on a spiritual level that I had not considered. Nikki says they always played a victim. They always a victim. And that's a part of their cycle too, right? Because when they move on to the next person that they're sleeping with, or they're grooming the next supply, I'm a victim of this crazy person who won't leave me alone. And then usually that next supply, the one they're grooming, plays the hero, right? They're Captain Save-A-Ho. I can't talk shit. I played Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm just saying, this is the truth of it. So then they're going to start attacking. They're going to continue the abuse, unwittingly abusing a person who's already being abused and played in this game. And that's why I bring back dueling, because we got to stop the cycle, guys. We need to start the petitions, bring back dueling, right? We will have a section. We will have a group of narcissistic abuse survivors, thrivers that already know that whoever that hoovering hobgoblin is currently grooming will be crying while the duel is taking place. And remember, it doesn't matter how good a shot a narcissist is, they will always have more victims than bullets. And so, eventually they're going to go down. We'll have a group of people that will console that person who doesn't know that we just saved their ass from being abused in the near future, because they were already being lied and gaslit into thinking that they were with their twin flame. We're gonna be fair about this. Bring back dueling, y'all. All right, the fuck around and find out legislation is something that needs to happen. All right, that's how I feel. Narcissistic abuse survivors marching down the street, locked and loaded with love, taking care of business. No, on the real though, they always play the victim, and that's why they go to the next one and say that one's abusing me, that one's lying to me, that one cheated on me, that one did this, that one. And then that next person doesn't realize while they're playing Captain Save-A-Ho, they're being set up to be the next secondary, because shortly thereafter, when that narcissist intentionally screws up, cheats, lies, steals, does something messed up to test if they're going to forgive them, when they are forgiven, they're going to look at that person that forgave them and go, you are the weakest, most awful piece of shit I've ever known. You are imperfect, and now I have to devalue you. And while they're doing that, they're going to, that hoovering hobgoblin is going to move on to the next one and start grooming the next one. This is how they play their games. Nikki Red says, Demon Soul Ties is real a few weeks ago. I was dreaming, and it felt real to me, and it was in my bed. I just started through that. It was scary. Yes. All right. So, okay. All right. I can dream walk. I have since I was a kid. I can actually do that. I have the ability to go into an intense meditation and then enter someone's mind, someone's dreams. I've done it several times, especially when I was going through narcissistic abuse and I was getting triangulated, and I was playing Captain Save-A-Ho, and I thought I was fighting the evil other guy, and who knows? I don't even know if the guy is evil. He's a piece of trash. I don't care. But when I thought she would triangulate and she would say, yeah, put the spell on him, do your thing. She would get off on it. And I would do it. She would show me messages. She would show me evidence of it, of like, oh my God, look what you did. That does happen. Do not consent. Do not consent, Nikki. You need to start saying that mantra to yourself. I do not consent you to using my energy. I do not consent you to taking my energy. I do not consent to you being in my mind. I do not consent you to do it. If you're Christian, pray to Michael. Pray to the archangels. Those archangels are out there to protect you. My girlfriend is a big believer in prayer, in Christ, and in using the archangels of protection. So I mean, whatever it is that you use, whatever your belief is, or if you're just a spiritual cat, do not consent. It will help. Smudge your house, and carry some tiger's eye, carry some hematite. That'll help. And quartz, the anything gem, the anything stone, that will help you too. Absolutely can. That connect. First off, it's on all three levels. It's mental. It's three levels. It's like mental. It's emotional. It's physical. It's spiritual. They're vampires. They're demonic. If they're not destroying someone else, the devil comes after them. That's their contract with Satan, for lack of a better, term. Or phrase. They are draining you. Absolutely. That's why it's very important to stop having sex with them. Do not have sex with those hobgoblins. That is one of the primary uses. There's a lot of Christians out there who do like on Narc Talk that comment, like, talk about the Jezebel spirit. That is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. They're incubus, they're succubi. So that attachment is draining your energy. It's mixed. It's taking your energy and replacing it with toxicity. Same thing with every time you let them talk to you, every time you let them in your heart, every time you let them touch your body, every time you let them in your bed, your house, your space. You're exchanging that energy. You're creating a soul tie. Absolutely. You're creating a soul tie with a demon. And like, I understand, like, there's different ways of thinking on this. There's some people who are like, don't call them demons. They were victims at some point. This is a condition. And I get that. And, as empathetic people, compassionate people, which are usually the targets of narcissists, that's a very heartfelt way to think about it. But you've got it. Just like we at some point have to admit that we did not walk away. We have accountability. Narcissists do not take accountability for what they did. They only get caught and admit they've been caught. They don't actually change. They don't reflect. They don't take accountability for what they've done. We can't be like that. You got to take accountability for the fact that we didn't walk away when we saw them red flags over and over again. Trauma bond be damned. I understand we were manipulated and used and put in that situation, but we got to take accountability. We got to take responsibility. You got to know why you're forgiving yourself. And part of that is part of forgiving yourself is taking that accountability that you took that shit and you exchanged that energy. But once you forgive yourself and you set your boundaries and you say no more, then you got to start being consistent with your affirmations. I do not consent to giving you my energy at all. CJH is with us. What's up, CJ? How are you, brother? Hail the fourth wave, one of my oldest friends. Guys, please check out the CJH Entertainment, another good YouTuber in this community, someone who's streams with many different people, good person. I read his tarot cards often. I used to do a show called The Rogues, and I'd read his tarot cards, or we read his tarot cards, and he got upset that I stopped reading tarot. So I read it in private for him now. Same thing with a few other people. But yeah, thank you for being here, CJ, man. I much appreciate you. Let's see. Mark Wilkins says, she wrote up on me while working, and I gave her a simple head nod. She was so salty about it too. She later on sent me an email acknowledging that I had blocked her and I hadn't even opened it. Yeah. But you know what? This is the thing, Mark, right? I get where you're coming from. I get it, because I've kind of done similar things, right? You know what it is? As pleasing as that was to devalue, to mirror the narcissist, which is valid. Once you grow strong enough with yourself, y'all, when you go no contact for a little bit, you get your self-worth back, start getting your strength, start knowing your worth, creating your strong boundaries, you can mirror a narcissist. I'm going to do a series about that when the channel gets monetized for members only. I'm going to teach you all from an empowered empath perspective how to mirror a narc and really cause them damage. The thing is, eventually, you can't even do that, because she took that salt and it fed her negative fuel. She got off on that. She might have went home and jerked off about it. She's going to use that to play the victim to anybody who will listen. She'll spin it in whatever way it was. You're the one that wrote up. You're the one that tried to get her attention. And then you dismissed her and made her feel like garbage. That's how narcissists are. So, I mean, like, that's great. Yeah, you ain't worth shit to me. Absolutely, Mark. Be a boss. Be an alpha. That female narc, go jump on another dick. You've been triangulating. You've been jumping every single low-class dude in town who will pay attention to your bullshit stories or give you whatever you want. Absolutely. Congratulations, Mark. You are one of my heroes. Yes. But eventually, it ain't even worth that. Because even that little bit, even that degradation, even mirroring her, giving her any freaking attention whatsoever, validated her existence. It still validated her existence, and she is not valid. She's a leech. She's a parasite. She's there to get negative fuel. She got that little bit of negative fuel from you. So while I congratulate, good job, that narcissist bitch. Well, good job. At the same time, eventually you gotta get to a point where it's like, he ain't even worth it. He's not even worth thinking about, talking about. You'll get there, my brother. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Flyer said these two narcs are husband, a malignant narc, and his wife, covert evil narc. They work together in reaping the supplies that they need. That I got triangulated in that. I don't really want to talk about the situation, but I'm just going to say, Flyer, since you know what you're talking about, and I know what you're talking about, I was triangulated in that. And let's talk sometime in private. CJ says tarot reading. Yeah, I'm not doing tarot readings today, CJ. Sherry, what's up? Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, Sherry. Any questions or anything you want to comments you want to put in the chat? Greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's not good. Well, depends on what's not good. Depends. We're all at different points in our healing journey, Sherry. We all have different approaches to it, and I understand that. So whatever differences in that, when it all comes down to it, no contact is what it comes down to. That is the end all be all. No contact. She says, I'm going to my healing journey. You're one of my heroes, Sherry. You're one of my heroes. You have to heal. And we're all built differently. So that healing journey, although there are the steps are the same. The steps are almost all the same. The experience is different. Because I have spoken with I'm very boisterous. I'm also a fighter. I have a very aggressive way of coming at things. And I have, thankfully, I'm being educated in some things I've been ignorant of by my girl, who is also a survivor of narcissistic abuse. And I have now understand that as exhilarating and freeing, empowering it was for me to be on the offensive in my healing. I gotta be honest about that. It was kind of an offensive healing. At the same time, there are people who cannot do that. They're not built that way, or they've been through so much, or they've been devalued, they've been beaten down, they've been, hoovered, triangulated, cheated on, lied to, destroyed over like 10 years. Like my experience was only for 2 years. And not everyone is also built the same way. So one of the changes that I've tried to make in my content is being able to respect that. Sometimes people need that cheerleader. Sometimes people need somebody out there strong, loud, and proud, being ignorant, as in leading by example. Sometimes we need somebody to go, yeah, it's okay to say F you. Anger is more constructive than depression. But there's also the need to heal comes from peace. And some people just need that peace. We're going to talk about forgiveness tonight, Sherry. We're going to talk about something that Abigail said to me tonight, which was forgiving them, forgiving your abuser, forgiving the narcissist is not for the narcissist. It's for you. Because if you hold on to that hate, you still have that tie. You're still feeding the negative fuel. That narcissist, that abuser is still a part of your life. They're still there in your thoughts. And as we were talking earlier about that psychic connection, that energy connection, it keeps that bond together. They're constantly, narcissists are hoovering us and looking out and reaching out and trying always, right? That's why they hoover. They're trying to get your attention. They're waving their hands in the air going, hey, I'm talking shit. Hey, please look at me. Please validate my existence. They're always looking for that in so they can continue that toxic cycle. And if you hold on to that hate, you are allowing that door to be open. You're allowing that hoovering hobgoblin more supply without even realizing it on a spiritual level. So forgiveness really is for you. Forgiving them, letting go, and moving on. Forgiveness don't mean forgetting. It don't mean forgetting those lessons. Recognizing it, recognize what that person is. Forgiveness is coming to a peace with yourself. You allowed these things to happen to you. At some level, we did. We accepted a lie. Doesn't matter how good of a liar that person was, or how much that con artist, how proficient they were. We failed to protect ourselves at some point. That's why we're at. We failed to protect ourselves. Going through this makes us stronger because we will not allow that to happen again. We can recognize when an abuser is coming at us. We can recognize when a narcissist is coming at us and what they're doing in the place. We can see a liar. We can see a junior narcissist. We can see someone who with narcissism, not necessarily a narcissist, but a strong level of narcissism. We can see it. And we're not going to have it anymore. But in order not to engage in reactive abuse and emotional reactivity, in order to respond properly, and responding can be no response at all, you have to come to peace with yourself. You have to accept we weren't able to protect ourselves. You have to accept that these things happened to you. You have to accept that you were powerless at one point. You went from powerful to powerless. You got to accept all that. You got to forgive yourself for those mistakes. You got to forgive yourself for what you allowed. And then you got to forgive them. And it's not for them, it's for you. Holding on to hate is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Love you, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. All my brothers and sisters in the chat. Much love to y'all. Sort of what Stephen does to me in the chats. Yeah, well, we got a certain relationship, Beth. It's recognized now. It's recognized now. You see what happened when we were in Zach's chat? You see what happened? You see, he just, nobody knew what he was talking about either. He was like, he didn't even say it right. I got to hit Zach's up. He said, yeah, they're train wrecks. It's twin train wrecks. You got to get it right. We're doing them shirts, Beth. We're doing the twin train wrecks t-shirt. I found my twin train wreck. I am doing, dude. We got to joke around a little bit. We got to laugh a little bit, y'all. Humor is a wonderful way to get over some shit. So I'm going to be coming out with Dragonstorm t-shirts, and one of them is going to be I found my twin train wreck. Along with some other ideas that I have, like I survived a narcopath. And for those of y'all that don't know, narcissists are one thing, narcissistic sociopaths, oh my God, that's what I dealt with. Whoa. You want to talk about a liar that lives in cognitive dissonance, does not feel, mimics feelings, and can destroy you in a heartbeat, can spin a lie narrative amongst anyone and create a web of confusion that will end up having other people fight against one another, and that person sit in the middle of it and go, ha, that's what I dealt with. Who? Yeah, terrible. Bunny Boo, what is up, Bunny Boo? He says, I do find it interesting when two narcs get into relationships. I mean, so I was in a group, and I died laughing when I read this. I was in a Facebook group early on, and somebody asked that question. Somebody said, what happens if two narcissists get into a relationship? This black dude come out, and he said, bomb-ass sex. I guess it must be. It's completely toxic. That's why I joke with Beth the way I do, because I can only imagine two people who don't give a damn about themselves, have no integrity, do not care about where they're going, do not care about their bodies, their reputations, do not care about their image, about them. They're completely destroyed inside and validate their existence through destroying other people and use sex as a tool to do it. When two of those dark entities get together, I'm sure I'm sure that he's getting pegged. I'm sure that there's some crazy shit going on. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go with that, because I am not talking about X anymore. Let's see. Self-reflection, accountability for your own actions is pretty important too. Absolutely. I was just talking about that. Might have not. Yeah, absolutely. You have to reflect. You have to be accountable for yourself. Because, so there's this debate, Papa, that I've seen several times about reactive abuse. You get abused by somebody so much, you get trained in trauma, you get to the point where it's, you've tried using reason, you've tried using everything, love, compassion, and no matter what, the person who's abusing you with design, to create problems for which there are no solutions, eventually makes you snap. And if you are in a narcissistic relationship for so long, you eventually snap and you go into reactive abuse. I have committed reactive abuse. I have said shit that I should not have said. I have done shit that I should not have done. And that is also part of the narcissistic tool. That's the part of the game that they play, because at that point they've set it up for, look at how that person is, look how they're abusing me. I told you they were the problem. It's all by design, but that does not excuse the need to be accountable for your actions and to reflect as to what the circumstances were, and how, at least for me, how I failed myself, how a person fails themselves in protecting themselves and getting to that point. You've got to. This is one of the most terrible experiences a person can go through, at least from what I've gone through in my life, to my experiences. And so we should take it as a learning experience, grow as people. Realize y'all that there are demons out there. There are people who have given up all light in their soul, and they extinguish the lights of others. They're symbiotes. They leech off of you. That is their job. That is how they go from person to person to person, destroying life, like being a con, extorting people, stealing their funds, destroying their credit, just destroying people. And that's an example of evil, in my opinion. That's an example of an evil person who's given up any chance, quote unquote, to go to heaven, so to speak. We should look at that example as something we should not want to be. And also understand that being involved in that, right, trauma bonded or not, what we allowed ourselves to do, say, be, even if it was reactive, even if it, which most cases it really is just reactive. During that experience, the reason you're reactive is because that narcissist wants to make you as evil as they are. They want to make you feel as worthless, as demeaning. They want to make you feel as toxic, as terrible as they are. That is their job. They want to spread the disease. We survived the disease. And now we need to go back and look at it and look at the symptoms of it and what the causes of it and not want to be that, right? Don't live in lies. Don't live in illusion. Don't live feeding off of other people's reputations. Don't destroy people. Don't do it with intent. Those of us narcissistic abuse survivors, we have special powers now. We got special powers we didn't have before that some other people had from the rip, like, I don't know, situational fucking awareness. So there's a few things, we've learned a few things. We shouldn't abuse that power. Protect yourself. And know how to deal with toxic people. Cut them out. Ain't worth my time. Another thing that I learned going through this, when I was in the indie sphere that I came up in when I was author Stephen Walton, I would be the type of person who would, for lack of a better term, like online, backstages, whatever the group is, I would walk into a room and see a bullshitting liar and point the finger and go, yo, that's a bullshitting liar. And I would usually catch fallout for that because that toxic person would then attack me, would then go to their whisper network, go to their clusters of toxic people, and then create rumors and come after me from every which way, try and get friends to turn on me, all that stuff. People are freaking gross, man. That's why I'm happy on my own island, really. But you don't need to do that. You wave, if anything. Don't acknowledge them or wave. And wait till they go away. Because 9 times out of 10, there are other people in that room that know that person is toxic. And you don't need to call them out. It's not your job to police a community. That's what I learned. Because for the longest time, I really, really loved my indie sphere. I mean, I really believed in this mantra, Hail the Fandom Collective. We rise together, rising together. I used to really believe in that. What I have understood going through this and everything that's happened in the last year or so is that not everybody deserves to rise. Not everybody. There are people out there that are just looking to hurt others. And some do. Sometimes narcissists or toxic people make it. Sometimes they do. Sometimes their manipulation and their bullshit and their illusions and their lies and they're playing with other people. Sometimes it works. The world isn't fair. Sometimes, the good guy doesn't always win. But it is not your job to police the community. It's only your job to worry about yourself. I mean, that's one of the things that I learned going through this. Let's see. Narcs. Let's see. I knew we'd find some commonalities. I'm a dream walker. Oh, are you really? Oh, I need to do a spiritual. See how this channel was supposed to be spiritual. And now it's not. And I don't want to veer too far into it because I want to be respectful of everyone's, if they have faith, everyone's faiths, it's, you know what I mean, but you like me, you understand what I mean. But yeah, let's talk about that sometime. See, some would say the most important. Hell yes, sir. Hell yes, sir. Emmanuel, what is up? Hell, to love a narcissist is to love pain. Some people are masochists. Matter of fact, early on, one of our boys, Drew, hail Drew Taylor, Supreme Heretic, guys. Please go check out Supreme Heretic. Check out his channel, friend of mine for years. Supreme Heretic said that to me in the midst of what I was going through. Steve, are you a masochist? Yeah, I mean, so they love pain. But Emmanuel, you get trapped in that trauma. You get trapped in that cycle that you eventually, you do love the pain. You do. When you go adrenaline, dopamine, when you get stuck in fight or flight, when you are expectant, okay, you're shaky. This is a good night. Oh, we're having sex. Oh, things are going well. Oh God, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden, you get to a point where you're so used to that cycle of betrayal that it's coming. And then when it comes, even though it feels like shit, even though you feel horrible, it releases the adrenaline. I can't remember the name of the chemicals in the brain. Excuse me. If anybody knows, please throw it in the chat. But it releases those chemicals that you have been trained to expect after the high when you hit the crash. It's sick. It's sick. It's self-defeating. It's toxic. And that's why I look at narcissistic relationships and narcissistic people as trying to spread their disease. That's why they trap you in that. It's energy vampires. Manuel says, only because they made you believe you deserve it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm trying to say, I don't want to say man or chick or woman or something. They, it's not a pronoun thing. Okay, Papa, it's not like that. I'm very outspoken. If people hate me for it, then I'm doing something right. If people hate you, it might be because they ain't you. I just off topic, just for a moment. I realized there are a lot of toxic people that were around me when I was coming up, and I didn't see it because I was compassionate, caring, loving, forgiving. We rise together. And then once I cut everybody out and I went to my own healing journey and I got on my own little islands and I stopped working with, I was just talking to a lot of people, which kind of makes sense because they were talking trash on me anyway, for good or for bad. Everybody was confused, and I understand that. I was being wrecked for a minute. I was going through a trauma bond. But what I've discovered is crabs in a bucket, dude. That is a thing. Crabs in a bucket. Especially CJ, seeing as that we kind of have a similar life track of ups and downs. When you are a person who can come out of adversity, when you can rise up out of something traumatic that you've been, something that should have destroyed you, something that should have destroyed other people, how many people looked at what happened with me in the last year and a half, 2 years, and was like, yeah, author Stephen Walton's gone. He's gone. And then look at me now. Author Stephen Walton is growing. Ladonna's Dragonstorm is growing. That causes people, and they might not necessarily hate you, but it causes them to look at themselves. It causes them to go like, what am I doing wrong? Or like, how, they judge themselves because they see, what you're doing. And that's the difference between looking at someone and taking inspiration from them, like, someone leading by example just by living their life and going, I want to be like that. I want to be that. And someone who lives in self-defeat, has toxic, or negative patterns of thinking. So like, dude, they hate you because they ain't you. Don't worry about that shit. It is not up to you. And if somebody hates you for speaking out, that's their own fear. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Dude, I'm calling out bounding in the comics, bro. You look at me loud and proud. I'm up on there. I'm up on Scotty's stream this past week, and he's like, I'm friends with John. I'm friends with John. Like, Scotty's my boy, he's my boy, I'll clown him in private and public about that. But he's like, I'm friends with John. You're still friends with Bounty. He's like, yeah, well, they're your bigots. You know what I mean? Like, okay. It's what it is. But I'm not backing down. I don't care who thinks what. Don't ever let anybody steal your shine, CJ. Don't let anybody ever tell you what you should or shouldn't say, should or shouldn't do, to what you don't. And anybody, you do what is right for you, my brother. I'm not sure what that comment's about. I've been back a little bit. I've seen Peter say the same thing. I'm just like, seen Peter say, yo, you got refreshed. I don't even know what that means, bro. You need to tell me. He says, my tarot reading could be toxic. I would hope it'd be toxic. I would hope it'd be adventurous. Girl, I want to see the Lovers in reverse. I want to see the Three of Swords. I want to see the Devil. I want to see the Five of Swords, honey. I want to see the Five of Wands. I want all the good ones, baby. Seven of Swords. That's what I want. Your reading had better have the High Priestess in reverse, because we need some cognitive dissonance in the house. That phrase gets me when people say it. Which one? Okay, I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to jump ahead, Papa. I'm sorry. I lost where you were talking, and I fell behind. My bad. Ridley, what's up, man? Riley. Sorry about that. Riley, what's going on? Ran into her at the bar with her ex again. And my own friend. Ultimate betrayal. Really want to see them get fucked over. Oh, man. You write their name into a zucchini and throw it into a freezer. Listen, so Riley, ran in my yeah. Oh well, see, that shows you're still holding on. trust and believe this. Okay, let's see. Ran into her at the bar with her ex and my friend. There's a triangulation going on there, and the betrayal is definitely on you. It's designed, Riley, to be that way. It's designed to cause an emotional reaction in you. It is designed to create negative fuel. Understand that situation, those people are screwed. There is a whole lot of toxic bullshit that's about to go down or is going down. There's a triangulation that's about to happen or is happening. There is a bunch of self-defeating, negative, horrible, nuclear, just toxic crap that is about to go down. Back up, Riley. Just back up and let it happen. Observe. Become the observer if you wish. But what you should do, local contact, no response, no nothing, no reaction, no nothing. Ain't worth your time. Ain't worth your time. They're going to get theirs. Dude, you think narcissists don't get theirs? They live in negative karma. They live in negative. They feed off of other people. They lie. They steal. They cheat. They destroy. They live feeding off people. The reason, listen, something very important was said to me several weeks ago, might even be a couple months ago. You will not see, you may not see the negative karma that narcissist gets. You may not. It's not meant for you to see. When it is, God will open the door for you. Like this past week, God just opened the door and just dropped a nugget of information my way from a very reliable source that's connected. And I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Because I've forgiven and moved on. I don't care. You're going to get to that point. That separation will allow you, trust me, the universe, source, the goddess, the God, however it is, whatever it is, if you look at anything like that, karma. If you're atheist, karma will, at some point when you've let that go and you've moved on, will let you know. Might be in the future, might be through a friend. You might not witness it firsthand, but it'll come to you, and you're going to see that event. You're going to hear that information. You're going to hear that destructive, awful, toxic, terrible, whatever it is that collection of negative people and liars and haters, whatever implosion it may be. It'll be at the right time when you'll be able to look at it and go, God, I'm glad I'm not a part of that anymore. You will, Riley. It'll get there. It will get there. I mean, but if you're really interested in spells, if you do that thing, hit me up in private, because I know a few. Let's see. Only 2 years. I must be a pro. Yes, I'm learning that a lot, Beth. I am learning that. I'm learning that a lot. I don't know how do I put this. It's not like it's humbling, but talking with more people who have been through it, especially like people who have been married for like 10 years to these narcs or more, I almost offed myself 3 times, driven to that point. I mean, making clown of me, making fun of me, coming at me, just fucking do it. Like that kind of an attitude. In 2 years, all of y'all out there that survived 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever it is, y'all are my heroes. It's also made me think that perhaps the reason that I am able to retain my natural disposition to fight, to be a fighter, to be a warrior, is because it was only 2 years. And it wasn't even constant 2 years, to be honest with you. I was away for it. There was periods of time where I was away from it on my own. It wasn't any physical contact. It was just harassments, hoovering, stalking, hate streaming. But like, if it had been longer than that, would I have been able to be who I am now? I don't know. Like you guys that have been through it for years and years and years, y'all my heroes. And I'm trying my best while I'm on this journey to bring more awareness to what we went through. I am also trying to be aware that I might have, because it was only 2 years, be able to be this strong because of that, or at least this boisterous, this energetic, or whatever you want to call it. But I think that even should make me even more responsible in how I interact with or try to help people who have been through much more than I have. Y'all my heroes out there. I couldn't imagine going through like 3-4 years of what I just went through, I not just went through, but what I went through. I couldn't imagine that. I think I'd be dead if I'd stayed locked in it longer. If I still lived up north. Yeah. So I mean, it's my responsibility. I'm going to shut this down here soon because I have work tomorrow, but I want to talk to a few more people. Flyer says, a couple of years ago, approximately 10:30 a.m., I walked into the male malignant narc playing with himself on top of his gym shorts lining. He was doing this in his gym. Well, male narcs are gay, yo. I don't know what it is. Listen, I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying I know a few. I know a few. And they want the dick, but they're scared of the balls. I don't understand what it is, but they seem to have mommy issues. Male narcissists seem to have like mommy issues or some type of female mommy issue, and I think they're closet sausages. I really do believe that. I don't think all of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make a blanket statement, but out of the people that I really do believe are narcissists, like male narcissists, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's seven dudes that I know. About 7 dudes that I know, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're bi, or they like getting it in the butt or girl, or they have hit on me in the past. 2 of them have hit on me in the past, and I've been like, nah, dude, I don't swing that way. And they got jilted. It's like, I don't own the, they're weirdos, dude. And they live through sexual energy. I don't want to go into my experience with narcissists has taught me that they are hypersexual. They use it as a tool to ensnare people, to escape responsibility, to avoid accountability, to avoid life, to feel something, as and to a trade and as a trade-off, and like a currency. But yeah, that's nasty. Yeah. I think that, yes, absolute dude, closet sausage. They have mommy issues. And I think that goes into like part why they treat women the way that they do. I mean, they're narcissists. They treat everybody that, in the stages of the positive and negative fuel. But I think it's one of the reasons why they're like, it's okay for them to beat or harass or stalk or call names or devalue or, like cheat on. I think that really does add into part of it is like this mommy issue. And I think a part of that mommy issue is being gay. Like, and to be honest, right? So narcissists, because I've thought about this, obviously, the narcissists live in turmoil, right? They want to spread their toxicity. They live in that kind of, they love that negative fuel. What is more self-defeating and negative than repressed sexuality? Than having to feel like you're devaluing yourself by not embracing who you are. Because if you're gay, you're gay. If you're bi, you're bi. Like, what the fuck? It's 2023. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? But like they still hide it because, you know, for a tough guy facade or whatever it is, whatever kind of anger issue they have. And then they get to sneak out, right? Because they love being sneaky. They get to sneak out and have, like, you know, truck stop interludes or whatever it is that they do to go get some dong. And then they get to lie about it and hide it. They get to shame themselves, get into an argument, create an argument with whoever they're with, gaslight whoever they're with. And, you know, I think that honestly, for male narcissists who are closet homosexual, that is like an unlimited supply of negative fuel for them. So yeah, it's, you know, that's why I think it's like it is, honestly. And, guys out there, all right, listen, and girls too, all right, if you just do it, if you're bi, just be bi. If you're gay, just be gay, for God's sakes. Do not repress your natural urges, and it harm none. Do as thou will. It's what it is. What's up, Mr. Tickle Trunk? I worked for a narcopath once. Can confirm, not fun. Yeah. And it's strange. When you meet a sociopath, when you know you're dealing with a sociopath, it is almost scary. A person who is either completely void of emotion or has a very limited range and mimics it on cue, understands how to mimic and manipulate someone else's emotions through trial and error, because they don't understand them themselves, and they've had to do that from childhood or from whenever they develop that condition. Usually childhood. They learn like through trial and error, playing games with people. Okay, that provoked this. Oh, what's this? That like that. It's the systematic way of learning how to manipulate people using emotion because you do not possess them, or you possess a very limited range of them, is fucking scary, yo. When I saw the sociopathic stare, when I saw the narcissist mask drop, and I was looking at the sociopathic stare, glassy eyes sparkling, fever pitch happiness. I have complete control over you. You weasel, you simp, how the fuck do you keep forgiving me? I just want to stab you some more. I don't give a shit about you. When I saw that, it was one of the most evil things I'd ever seen. It's like, if you are a person in this life for whatever reason, and you are trying to attain a new level of evil, you are trying to level as a demonic entity, you want to acquire the skill of narcopath. it's whew, bro. Your focus determines your destiny. Be careful what you choose to focus on. Yes. Papa Cotton is on point. Yes. That's why you focus on success. Papa, that's what I do most of the time now, man. I'm focusing on success, getting shit done, getting the book ready for edit, growing the channel, thinking about the channel. And the odd thing, Papa, when I've had to assess, like, because there was a point about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, where I was like, I'm pretty much done. I'm pretty much done with it. What happens when I do not have this feeling every day? When I don't have this hate? What happens when I don't care at all anymore about the situation, or anyone involved? How am I going to keep making content? And I had to, because leading up to that for several weeks, I'd been making content, honestly, that not mirrored, but was inspired by other narcissistic abuse coaches. Basically, because I still watch their content all the time, just to remind myself, affirmations about how that personality type is. And that's kind of where I was coming at it. I was also pulling from people in my comments on TikTok and on YouTube to make content, because as time goes on, the healing part of the point of the healing journey is to not give a shit anymore. About that. No contact. Don't give a shit about that person no more. I just don't care. And as I cared less and less, what am I going to do now? So my focus now when it comes to the Dragonstorm content is helping other people, reminding people, being there to stand up for them, reminding them what's going on, leading by example. Every now and again, throw a Spitfire angry video out there. But like, I don't see myself being able to maintain the angry, I don't know how long I can do that because I'm not angry anymore. But your focus determines your destiny. What I'm focusing on now is growth. The aggressive part of me is now shifted over to author Stephen Walton. Now I'm back in the culture war. So now I'm testing and playing around. I know you and One Man Show have been talking about the shorts and all that. Shorts are the way to go. That's how you grow. But that's kind of where I'm testing what content I want to do going forward, because I'm not just going to bitch about Disney all the time. And I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. But that's where the aggressive aspects go into. The Lodanis Dragonstorm content is helping people like Flyer, talking to people like Beth, Nikki, talking to Sherry, all these wonderful people who have been through it, and we kind of come together and talk about what we've gone through, and also to be here for people who were where I was 6 months ago. Because anybody who is right now where I was 6 months ago, I desperately want to help them not blow their fucking brains out. Like that. So that's where I'm at with this channel. That's where my focus is. Healing. Because hate can only sustain you for so long, right, Papa? Well, okay. Maybe I'm asking the wrong person. You know what I mean? Like, it's over. It's over. I hadn't thought about it in days, dude. I hadn't thought about her in days until today. And I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? I want to do a live stream. Let's see. Mr. Tickle Drunk says, also, hi, Stevie. Hi, Tickle Drunk. Listening with a migraine. Dude, you've been getting migraines again. Are you doing all right, man? You got like bad allergies or something? Because you've been coming down with stuff a lot. Miss you when you're not able to make Saturdays. Love that you're there. Guys, please check out Rogue Entertainment on author Stephen Walton, 7 p.m. on Saturdays. We have been covering Star Trek Picard if you're interested in geek culture. And the team, including Mr. Tickle Trunk and a few other people, DJ Odyssey, Mega Reacts, Slender Dad, Little Chad, Tina Bojan, and I'm not sure if I'm forgetting anybody else. Probably a couple more people are going to come in and do. We're going to be covering a retro review of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, if you guys are interested, because Deep Space Nine kicks ass. Let's see. Colby Flyer says, mind you, the male narc is a homophobe and a racist. Male narc hates anything that isn't him, that doesn't capitulate to his worldview. Homophobe. I don't know. Homophobe. Okay, homophobe in the aspect of the guy who hates gays because he really is. Because one of the narcissists that I mentioned earlier, I've known since I was 13. And when he was a teenager, he was a big, I'm going to beat that, the FAG up. I'm going to beat the, he was always one of the, and then, 15, 20 years later, his ex-wife was, taking him to have threesomes with dudes. So, it's like, it is what it is. Live your life, be free. But I think that that's a part of that, like, self-hating thing. I think that. And a racist. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Yes, the experiences that I've had. I got to find a way to word this without being specific, because I'm not trying to bring up Narc X. Yes. Racism allows a person to be hateful for no reason other than racism, but at the same time facilitates relationships with people for whom they are racist against, so that it can be a toxic cycle, a repetitive cycle of damage. With like it's all about for narcissists. It's all about keeping the negative fuel going, man. Keeping the fuel going. Period. That positive fuel feels nice to them. Guys, read that No Contact book. The positive fuel they get off on for a while, but they really love that negative stuff. They love the toxic stuff. CJH says, wait, is that Enterprise behind you out of the box? Yeah, well, I got two of them. This was given to me by my dad. The stands are broken. This is a pewter NCC 1701. Yeah, gold. That's pure gold from the center dish. He gave me both of these. Yeah, and I have another one which is slightly bent. Yes, I do. I need to get stands for him. My father, bless his heart, brought my sister and I up on two things: Star Trek and the Beatles. I get the Star Trek stuff. She gets the Beatles stuff. We both get to be jealous of each other. So, yeah. With that, yeah, we hope he does too. He's such a Careless Whisper is one of the one of the best people in this community. He is ASMR. That's our ASMR guy. Guys, please check out if you are interested in Final Fantasy VI, and if you are gamers, check out Magitech Mags. Hold on, let me see. Tickle Trunk, do you have a? No, you don't. Hold on, Tickle Trunk. Add as moderator. All right. Tickle Trunk gave you a wrench. If you guys are interested, please check out Magitech Mag's great chat on Thursdays. Wonderful time. Mr. Tickle Trunk, Magitech Mags. There be rogues here playing Final Fantasy VI. Great chat, having fun, laughing it up, making fun of everybody. And we love Careless Whisper over there. So let's see. I knew I was breaking away right the night we fought over a loaded gun, and I didn't care about the outcome. Hey, I believe that shit. I know you're toxic. God, I love it, Beth. Right? But that's the buildup. I think that, it doesn't matter. I got to stop talking about it. It's not my content anymore. But yeah, I do the whole right or left. I don't do the whole right or left thing. Never have. I just do what I believe in. That's good. Yeah, I'm a moderate. I'm a left-leaning moderate, to be honest with you. I'm actually registered as libertarian after the Obama years. I was just like, what the hell? I voted for. I don't want to get political, but the Serenity Prayer isn't just for drunks. Everyone, everyone needs that one. Hail, brother. Hail, brother. Northern Lights were up here. I wish I could tell you, it's a beautiful sky. The gods are shining. Yeah, man, I wish I could see that too. You're lucky up there in Canada. You Canadians, you up there with Zach's. You're up there close to Zach's. Let me know what his shoulders look like in real time. In 2015, I was the one I remember when I actually was serious about offing myself. So I feel you. Yeah, it's. And the thing is, CJ, I used to look at that as like, that's a coward's way out. That's the weak way out. I used to I don't want to say clown, but that was my position of it. Like, no, you don't give up. That's giving up. What do you do? You always fight, until you're under consistent abuse, harassment, and triangulation, until you are targeted as the butt of a joke by emotional manipulators who are playing a game with your life, with you. You don't know. I never experienced that before. I'd experienced toxic people before. I'd survived them. I'd gone, I moved on or cut them out or, kicked their ass or whatever. But I never, narcissistic abuse, you're trapped in that trauma. You believe for some reason, your dumbass thinks that there's a light inside that person, and there is not. It's a black hole. I've had little moments here and there throughout my life, but that year was the legit time when I went ahead and thought of the action to end it. Yeah, man. Well, Molo, I'm glad you're still here because we needed you here, CJ. So you're a freaking trooper, and you're here with us. Hail the fourth wave. Wouldn't have been the same without you, man. Good for you, my brother. Fangirl, what is going on? Almost 4 decades of marriage to a covert malignant. 16 most separated PTSD. Jesus, fangirl. And you still have an identity. You're still alive. Bless your heart, baby. Sister, you're my hero. I have no idea how you survived that shit. And fangirl, this is where you will probably, I tried to get Abigail on tonight. She wasn't able to get on. But this is where you will probably get more understanding or more of communicative understanding with someone like Abigail, because she dealt with an abusive marriage, narcissistic abuse for for way longer than anything I did, and went through levels of, you know, losing identity and abuse and all the things that you've probably gone through that I couldn't even fathom. And you know, girl, I can't wait to get this ball rolling over here. Dragonstorm content at Rogue Entertainment. Get the Dragonstorm team together, building that team now, because there are answers. There are that for questions, or there are experiences you have had and other people have had that I do not understand, and I want to understand, so that I can better be here for you. But I'm also assembling a team of people that will be able to commiserate, to understand what you went through, to understand that level of your survival and where you are. You're a fucking tank, girl. I got mad fucking respect for you. I got more respect for you than I got for most. I'm glad you're here, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this community and lending your experience and your counsel and your wisdom and your strength to other people who may not have had or may not have your strength. It's very important that we act as a community here, helping one another. So hail to you, sweetheart. And thank you for being a part of this journey of mine, the journey of ours. I won't even hazard to guess how long I was in narc relationships. It seems like, you know what it seems like? Empaths attract them. Look, we attract narcissists. Like I said, I was saying in a video earlier, you get you get these new eyes, and you can retrospectively look back at things that have gone down and understand them better. I look back and I realized that 1, 2, 3. 3 of my exes have been narcissists. One of them was a borderline. And I haven't really ventured to look into many more of them, but you could just tell from the behaviors. And now I understand why, you know, things ended or things happened the way that they did, because that person was with a caring, forgiving, empathetic person who saw the best in them when the best was just a lie. And I have learned a lot about situational awareness and my own weaknesses. It's been a hell of a learning experience for me. And I hope that you have too. I think that all of us have. I think we all kind of learn more about ourselves as when we finally wake up to, oh, I'm codependent, or, oh, I forgive way too fucking much, or I let too much shit go, you know, or I don't have enough self-worth, which is why I'm accepting way less than I should be. You know, those revelations should be used to build us up, recognize the problems within us, fix them, and continue on. Be stronger people. Beth, I can't wait to meet you. One day I'm gonna meet you in real life, Beth. Well, I'm gonna give you a big ass hug. And I'll bet we are gonna have a kick-ass time. Whatever it is we're doing, we're gonna be laughing and having a good time, because your energy is phenomenal. And you know, like I said to you in private the other night, you know, without you just being you, without realizing that God sent me an angel to help me out. And I'm very thankful for that. I know we're gonna hang out one day. Beth also says the narc I left in Maine definitely had mommy issues. I should have seen it in high school. Yeah, you know, is it just me? I have a thing about nostalgia. I have a thing about like a long history of people, like knowing people for a long time. You know, like that means something to me. I tend to, or I have in the past, I don't do that shit no more, forgive or overlook issues or things because I've known someone, or I've worked with them for so long, or I've been friends with them or I thought we were friends for so long. It's like, is that just me? Is that like, or all of us abuse survivors? Is that a thing for all of us? Flyer says, thanks, Steve, for running a lovely chat room. Very useful and helpful tips on narc deterrent. Thank you, Flyer. I appreciate you. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I don't know everything. I have made mistakes a couple times. And I'm just, you know, I'm on this healing journey along with you guys, but I want to embrace the strength in me that comes from fostering honor and discipline and compassion. I want to take all the strengths that were turned into our weaknesses by that abusive manipulator. I want to show on display as the strengths that they are. And so it's a learning process, and I'm still I still get a little defensive. I'm still learning a little bit about myself. I can still jump the gun on one or two things. I'm trying not to be emotionally reactive here and there. But I appreciate you being here, being patient, and everyone else being here and being supportive in this community that we're building. This means something to me. This channel means more to me than anything I think I've ever done, because this is really about helping people, really about bringing people together, being a community, helping each other get through what we went through, and also anyone else that comes in that is looking to be helped or looking for helping hands or understanding or somebody that knows what they've been through. I never felt more isolated in my life than I did after I went through narcissistic abuse. I never felt more never, ever felt that isolated, beat down, destroyed, and drained of everything that was good in me. And so I reckon if someone else is going through that, I want to be there for them and be like, yo, it's going to be okay. Yeah, I understand the steps. Just tonight, I was talking to Abigail, and I said, I was talking about, like, I hadn't thought about NarcX in days, and I was talking about the live stream. What am I going to talk about the live stream? Well, let's see. And then I thought about, the nugget, the information that came my way, and I was like, well, I hadn't even thought about that in days since I got it. I haven't said anything. I haven't gone to a friend. I haven't bitched about it. I haven't talked about it. I just thought, and I realized I'm at that point where it's like I don't care anymore. And so then she was like, yay. Now that you've reached this point, in about a month, you're going to get to this point. And so, like, it's cool because she's leading me. She's leading by example. She's helped me to understand that she's calling shit. And it's not the first time, Flyer. It's not the first time. Throughout this whole healing journey, early on when I was doing them angry videos, like the real angry, fuck that narcissist piece of shit videos, which I still like, by the way. But when I was doing those, people would come through their chats and go, yo, bro, you ain't healed yet. They would just call it out. In a month, you're going to feel like this. Or in 2 months, you're going to feel like that. And I'm like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm going to be angry. And then, like, there I was 2 months later. And the final step, like somebody called out the final step the last time I talked to NarcX, which was just reason. You know what I mean? It was just like reasoning, like, okay, is there any conflict resolution? Let me approach this from a very neutral perspective, and just, and NarcX was just, blame shifting, no accountability, and it was just like, all right, I'm done. Bye. And like clockwork, when I did that, the hoovering started again. The shit talking started again. It was like all because I ignored it, because I said no more. And it's been quiet ever since. Honestly, don't even know if NarcX is still hoovering, streaming or talking or living or chatting or tweeting or I have no idea. Because it's not a part of my everyday. It's not what I think. And if I can help someone who goes from just getting out of the relationship, just attempting no contact for the first time. I mean, hey, if anybody goes no contact and y'all get that right the first time, you are a winner. Anybody who's going through that, and I can be there for them to help them through. If we can, this community, this chat, these subscribers, this family of brothers and sisters that we're building here, if we can help that person get through it, then Lord bless, Lord and Lady bless, God bless, universe, source, whatever you call it, that we're doing good. So thank you for being here. Let's see. I've had little moments here and there in my life where it was a legit time where I went ahead and thought the action. Oh, I'm sorry. That went back. Oh, let's go forward. There it is. So yes, guys, please check out Magitech Mags. There's a full link for her channel. Great person in this community, a part of in the Rogue chat, part of Rogue Entertainment. Wonderful girl, wonderful young lady, funny, gamer, great person. Love to have her on in my little lunch table of people. And I'll tell you all this. After going through what we have gone through, we learn how to read people. We learn how to keep people away from us that are no good. We can see liars coming a mile. We see toxic people coming a mile away. We also recognize other bright, genuine, shining lights in others. Magitech Mags is one of those bright, shining lights. Beautiful, bright, wonderful, lovely, loving, caring, good-hearted person. So please, if you would, subscribe to Magitech Mags, not because she's a rogue, but because she's a great person. And that's the only kind of people I surround myself with now. It's just what it is. Let's see. Go on. Nikki Red said exactly. I learned so much about myself and making those changes. I'm at peace. Good girl. My hero right there. Suffering no fools. I appreciate you and your help in dealing with this. I appreciate you. Girl, every time in my comments, I see Nikki Red. That shit says hashtag suffer no fools. And I'm like, yeah. And that means so much to me because you actually know what I mean. You're not playing words off of it. You're not trolling. You're not any of that dumb shit. You know what I mean. Suffer no fools. You don't need to suffer them. Live your life. Live your best life. Be there. Do good for you. Be confident for you. You accepted too less for too long. Your worth is better than anything that hoovering hobgoblin could have possibly given. They were a leech. They were trash. They didn't want. They brought nothing to the table. They suckled from you. They took from you. They were a tick. They're a mosquito. You deserve so much more. You deserve an equal. You deserve a king at your side or a queen. I ain't judging. Or both if you're into that swing thing. I don't know, Nikki. I don't know what's going on over there. All I'm saying is you deserve better. And every time I see you, suffer no fools, man. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you to everybody out there who's commenting. That really does mean a lot. Also, what does mean a lot is sharing out videos. And it's a cliche, and everybody says, but honest to God, guys, it really does help. If you're in a narcissistic abuse recovery group, if you could take one of my favorite videos or whatever your favorite video is and share it out there, it means a great deal. It's helping the channel growth, trying to get the channel monetized. And once I get monetized, I'm going to start putting real effort, putting some money into this channel and making sure consistently, as I have been, that you get the content you deserve. Thank you guys so much. What is up? God bless. What's up, Shibby Videos? Please check out Shibby's videos. Another YouTuber out there. Hello, fellow warriors. What is going on? Good to see you. Do I got something? I need something. I have anything kick ass? I have anything kick ass? No, that's too much. Here we go.
It's good to be the king.
That's right. It's good to be the king. What's up, Shivy? Good to see you. Hails. We're hanging out. Probably be shutting the stream down here pretty soon. I just want to go through the chat. I don't want to miss anybody. Fangirl, love your channel, brother. I love you, sister. Thank you so very much for being here. Let's see. You love those videos? Yeah. This is the thing, Nikki, right? This is the thing. I tried. You know the latest one I did? The one that was like, I see, because I was on Instagram and I saw like 2 different videos of like, what it's like after you get over narcissistic abuse. Yeah. I love the narcissistic abuse recovery coaches over there. A lot. I don't follow, like I still find some. There's a lot of people out there. So one day I'll go through and I'll show some clips of the ones that I hooked in, that I plugged in with. But like 2 of them were like really calm. A lot of them are very calm. This is what it's like when you get done with narcissistic relations. And I'm thinking to myself, because it was earlier, like I get that calm attitude, and I understand that like people like Fangirl who have been through decades of this shit, like people like Abigail who's been through a long time of this. Like I understand if you've been through a lot of it, you got that PTSD, you need that calming, regulating, peaceful, flow. And I get that. I was like, but that's not me. And I was like, I don't feel like that. I feel like, fuck that narcissistic piece of shit. That's how I feel. Like, how did I ever allow myself to, how did I lower my standard to the point of being with somebody, like that? And guys, go watch the video. I don't want to do it now, but, like that's my attitude. Like, that's how how in the hell? Because actually, you know what? That was when I thought about it. That's when I thought about doing the stream and everything, and that's where that video came from. That idea of what am I going to do? I want to do a stream. God, I haven't thought about Narc X in days now. Like I don't even, and then I was like, well, how would I feel? How do I feel? What the hell was wrong with me? I'm doing way better than I've ever done. I was like, I can't believe this person gaslit me into thinking, I was around to help me build my stuff because it stifled. No, she stifled it. I'm building 2 channels now successfully. Like what did I do to myself? But like early on, them angry ones, when that was like after the last abuse cycle. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to return to that again. I don't think I can. I don't think I'd want to, because, like, yeah, what I'm saying is real talk, and it's real emotion. It's raw emotion. It's but at the, there comes this point, Nikki. I was talking about this earlier. Why do I have these in? I came to this point earlier, Nikki, where it was. I mean, a couple weeks ago, it's like, like I mirrored the narc. I fought back. I put the truth out there. I, pulled the pants down and spanked, and now everybody within like a 10-mile YouTube radius knows. Like what? Now what do I do? I hold on to hate, or do I just stop? I just stopped, and I've been peaceful since then. Like I don't want to rehash that shit. Rehashing the personal experience by bringing up those specific experiences is, in a way, exactly what they do to us. It's exactly what they do when they hoover, when they're smearing, when they're devaluing, right? It's the same shit. Like when you mirror the narc, yeah, you do that for a minute, but then you got to just be done. Like, my truth is out there. The facts of the matter, as I live them, are out there. What I saw is out there. You want to see it? Go look at my older content. For those of you, when I get my channel monetized, y'all are going to see the content that I put on private. You're also going to see the content that I did with her. So you can see it yourself. And I don't want to relive that. I don't need to relive that. So, my content is generalized pretty much now, and I'm still learning how to do it. I think that's what Papa was making fun of me earlier. He was like, they. Like, yeah, but I'm still trying to learn how to do it. Like, there's a couple comments that came up earlier in the chat, and I could have brought up a story. I could have definitely brought up a story that was relative to what you were saying about the situation that I went through, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, content isn't about that anymore. I lived through that. I went through that. That's back then. So like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any more angry, directed videos, because it's not about that situation anymore. It's about recognizing narcissism as, bringing awareness to it, helping other abuse victims, other survivors. And that's kind of more what it's about. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to at times do a rapid fire, a fiery video of some kind. But it's really not directed at a specific person. And to truth be told, most of the content I've done in the last month really hasn't been directed. If it's been directed, I say it. All right. If it's been directed, you will see you will see a thumbnail of a part of a conversation or something. Like, then that's directed. But yes, sir, time heals all wounds. But you also have to do introspection. You've also got to heal. You've also got to recognize. You got to do what you have to do to move past them. Unless it's a limb, then they don't grow back. I mean, if you're a Marvel character, then sometimes they grow back. But I guess that's fantasy. I don't know. I'm getting confused now. I need to stop. It's been 2 hours. Let's see. We really need to talk so you can get a good idea of all the different ways narcs can control you. Yes, we should, Beth. Let's get up. Let's discuss some things off air. Get a hold of me on Twitter. Might not be able to get back to you tonight, but let's discuss. I know Ruth isn't able to stop by. Ruth is already she's going to be the head of the moderating team for Dragonstorm. And like I said, I'm trying to build a lunch table. I'm trying to build a table of people over here. I'm laying the groundwork for it. So let's talk. Let's have that discussion, Beth. There's Tickleton, just covering my bases. Yay. I hear that. Let's see. Shibby says, the 13th contact. That's my girl right there. Mine and my children's lives depended on it. Thank you again for helping others. Bless your precious heart and soul, brother. Yo, You're my fucking hero. You led by example. You did the hardest thing that you had to possibly do. 1 year no contact. Your eyes and soul are way more open than mine. I'm a little bit jealous. Thank you for leading by example. Yeah, your children's lives depended on it. They needed you. They needed you to lead. And thank the gods for that. Thank you. Thank you for, as a father, just thinking about other children. That is wonderful. You're saving their lives, and you're also helping them. You're possibly helping them not to develop the toxicity or the condition that they would have been exposed to, which is a sin. And thank you for helping me. Thank you for being around. Thank you for sharing videos. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And I don't know what else to say. Bless you. Bless your heart too. Bless your heart too. That's beautiful. I love y'all. Let's see. CJ says you've done so much better at doing live streams by yourself too. Look how far you come. Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. It's actually easy, CJ. When you have a wonderful chat of people to interact with, or you have a strong message. Confidence in yourself, CJ. We've talked about this before. Do your content. Be confident. You can do it. Project it. Know it. Manifest it. You got this, brother. You are a fucking YouTuber. Yeah, I got it out of my system. Now I got other things I need to get out of my system, but my girlfriend isn't here. She won't be back for about a month or so, and I need to get other things out of my system. But that's neither here nor there. Love you, Abby, if you're watching this later. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you guys. Couldn't have gotten as far as I have without you, without your wisdom, your support, without the experiences that you've gone through, sharing them. It really means a lot to me when I see you commenting with each other, talking to each other in the in the comments of videos or posts like that. That means the world to me. That makes me feel like I'm contributing, or I'm facilitating at least some type of contributory factor to victims of narcissistic abuse, survivors, thrivers of narcissistic abuse coming together and helping one another. Like I said, it's been a learning experience for me as I've been going through this. The channel has kind of evolved and changed over the time that I've been doing this. And while I've been healing, so I'm learning on the fly, or healing on the fly, on how to do this right. I may not have put out videos or put out messages early on that were the most healthy. And that was because I was still healing. I still held on to hate. But I appreciate and thank each and every person for understanding that and continuing to support, continuing to be here to help me grow. It's meant a great deal to me. I couldn't have come this far without y'all. And we're gonna grow this thing. All right, we're growing. We're going into the tens of thousands. This crew right here, this crew of people, everybody hanging out in the chat. We're gonna see each other when there's 1,000 people in the chat, and there's gonna be that special connection between us. I know I've been a YouTuber for 4 years. I've seen channels grow. I've seen them grow into the hundreds of thousands. I have been privy and part of some of the most beautiful crews of people and understand the culture that happens when a channel begins to grow to those heights. And I can tell you that the names you see in this chat, you're never going to forget, because we're going to be together a year, 2 years from now, doing the same thing, leading the way, looking out for each other, and leaders in our own community of narcissistic abuse awareness, recovery. And this is it. This is the ground floor. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you. When does this channel get Drunken Topless Steven? That will be Christmas time. And I only did that for Thomas Gilkey. All right? Can we stop bringing up Shirtless Walton? There is a YouTuber called According to Christy, who in her house has a framed picture of me fat and topless from a live stream 3 effing years ago. All right? This is the thing. And we're not bringing that here, Mr. Tickle Trunk. This is a respectable channel. That's why it's called Narcissist Slayer. Okay? So, it's not. Please, it's a no. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. I can't even talk. For real, though, be good to yourselves. Keep your boundaries strong. Know your worth. You're worth so much more than you've ever dealt with. You are worth everything and anything. Your potential is unlimited. And thank you so much. Be good to each other. Suffer no